It's no secret that the folks over at Bloober Team know horror. And if you were looking at Cronos the New Dawn, you'd be forgiven for thinking that it's just a sci-fi horror game. You see, hiding beneath that sci-fi surface is a game built upon personal stories and history. And of course, that is what we wanted to talk about when we spoke to them at Gamescom recently. The personal journey of making a game like this, of building the game around an environment that you grew up in, and so much more. It was an incredible interview, and we hope you enjoy. Welcome to Gamescom. We are here with the Bloober Team, and we're looking at Cronos the New Dawn, which is quite possibly one of my most anticipated games because it feels that it's very personal for you, like for the people who don't know, and that's what this interview is going to be. So get ready for this one.
Okay, cool.
It's a personal game. People might think it's just a sci-fi, survival horror thing going on, but it's no, there's personal stories.
Yeah, there are much more there than just cool looking armor and all that. Because after Silent Hill, we needed to do something that is very, very us.
Yeah.
And we ended up with this. And actually, it's set in a city where I was born.
So yeah. For those who don't know, it's set in Nowa Huta, which is an area in Krakow.
In Krakow, in Poland. Yeah.
Which that's right where you are.
Yeah.
And you've taken key parts, key little moments of that mean something, and put them into the game.
Yeah. There's a lot of places in the game that are actually recreated, and as Cronos doesn't have the ambition to be a historical game, the level of reproduction of things is just amazing. When I walk through the streets, when I go to work or just shopping, I sometimes tend to do this out of just, muscle memory. When I saw the trailer to my mom, she was like, "Why did you do that? It's all destroyed now. It was so beautiful, But we chose Nowa Huta not only because, it blends well with the art style of, the cassette futurism, and that's an interesting cocktail of aesthetics, but also because it has interesting history itself, as a project, really, because it was built right after the Second World War, when we went onto the influence of the Soviet Union under their boot, and people all around the devastated country came here to build something new, build a dream, to build socialism, And they created this big steelworks there that 40,000 people worked there, My grandfather worked there, my grandma worked there,
Yeah.
They meet each other then, and then, it's me. But it was also a very trying time for Poland and for the whole, and for Nowa Huta too. And we thought that, we can use this darkness to put some light in it, because we believe that when you do some sparks of kindness in a dark story, it's much brighter because of the contrast,
I think it's really it's a very prophetic game as well, given the stuff that's currently going on in the world, that it's core for us to remember the past and remember the good, and remember the history that we have, and try to essentially use that to help build something that's better and not going to fall into chaos.
At some point, I think you very well summarized what we wanted to kind of tell with the story of Cronos, because it's about salvaging what's human, what's left of humanity, and thus discovering the human person is in us, And also, I grew very, nervous because how this game suddenly became very, very like accurate and rhymes with the things that happen in the political landscape of the of the world,
Yeah.
on a global scale.
So, shifting gears away from that for a moment to talk about something else in the game.
Yeah.
How did you come about with the enemy design? Like, how did you approach that you wanted them to merge and, like, that was going to be the mechanic that combat is kind of based around?
Yeah, it was because, we did Silent Hill, and Silent Hill is very, very psychological,
Yeah.
It's so into the mind of James Sunderland. And we didn't want it to copy ourselves, There's also always a bit of Silent Hill in every of our game, and there's like the psychological aspect of the characters and they're what they're going through. But in the end, we didn't want it to make another Silent Hill game. So we needed to be very different. And thus, we needed to choose wisely the subgenre of Cronos. And we knew that sci-fi will be great. And then maybe body horror. And as Cronos is also like a love letter to...
It felt like there was Cronenberg.
Yes, of course. Yes. Cronenberg, and also like The Thing. Carpenter.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest inspiration over here, because it's Cronos is made of things we loved as like when we were growing up,
Yeah.
So it's a love letter not only to like all the horror games that are kind of, you can feel their presence in Cronos, because you can feel Silent Hill, but the combat is more like Resident Evil 4, I guess, but with the merge mechanism and all that, because this is what we wanted to make the game different, from the others, and with a new IP, you need to be different to kind of succeed.
So obviously there's going to be like the big kind of references or homages that you got in the game, because you're going to have looked at the work of like Cronenberg and John Carpenter's Thing and stuff for like the concepts of like body horror and sci-fi horror. Are there any more smaller niche ones that kind of stand out to you that were your favorites that you've kind of that fit into like what has helped you build this?
Yeah, well, yes. There's a lot of things that inspired us, and some of them are really not so obvious, and people tend to do like, what? When I say that, but I think like there's this weird manga called Blam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not heard of it, but yeah.
Yeah. And it was like very inspiring, because it's also like about humanity in a very deserted land of the future, And also there's like this anime called like Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I was like, let's do something with this, And when you see Cronos, it's just like so aesthetically different from that, but there is this thing called the Hedgehog Dilemma, and I will say no more about that, because play the game and it's gonna be fun.
So one final question: given Bloober and given the horror and stuff, what do you think it is that defines a good horror game?
I think what that's a really good question, but yeah. At Bloober Team, we are at heart, I think, that there are great a bunch of great specialists, great artists, and they really care for their art, because people sometimes think, oh, it's just like gory and all that, but I think like you know, Bloober Team games lacked a lot of things, like including gameplay in the past, you know, but they were very aesthetically pleasing, and I'm very proud to say that, you know. And also, we were always like storytellers, so I guess a good story and a good vibe is something that keeps you going with the whole thing, you know, and the aesthetics, the atmosphere. It's a very important thing. And then there's the other thing: keep things short, you know, because you don't want to make a game that's like 100 hours long.
Yeah.
It's got to be concise, because when you know, it becomes too long, it's, you know, the scares go off, you know. They're just like, the tension is, you know, you just get used to the things, and you don't want to be scared anymore, you know. It's just like obvious to you, everything, you know. But still, we would love to expand, you know, but maybe that's a thing for another project, you know. But
So one final question before I let you go.
Yeah.
What is your favorite piece of horror fiction? Is it a book? Is it a movie? Is it a TV show?
Oh yeah, you know, there are two things. I love Harlan Ellison books.
Yes.
He's a genius. Like, he invented everything, you know, and then just people just stole it from him and made movies, you know. He was great. He also made like a video game of his own, like I Have No Mouth and I've Got to Scream. Yes, it was like super awesome.
That is one of my favorite games from my childhood.
Yes, exactly, you know. And then of course like The Alien, because it's just like,
you can't beat a classic.
It's like a Bible. When in doubt, just watch Alien and the answers will come to you.
Of course. So for those who want to pick up Cronos, when can they finally get it in their hands?
It's in 2 weeks. It's September 5th.
Wonderful. And of course, they should go and wishlist the game and buy the game and support it and support your story.
Yes. I would love that.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for letting us talk about Cronos.
Yeah, it was an honor, man. It was so fun.
Thank you. See, learning can be fun. Now, when you're running from horrors beyond your mortal comprehension, you can also take notes for your next visit to Krakow and see if you can find that shop that you're hiding in.